Tonight we're going to have some maple glazed chicken thighs, and we're going to prepare them in the Ninja Foodi. We're going to use several different functions in the Foodie today to make this, so I'll show you a couple techniques using the saute mode, the pressure mode, and also the air crisp mode. These are the ingredients. We're going to use some apple juice, some nutmeg, paprika, ground cumin, pure maple syrup, some potatoes and carrots, a red onion, 2 Granny Smith apples, and some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Now we're not going to use that whole pack, but we're going to put as many in there as we can. I'm going to cube up the potatoes, slice up the onion and the Granny Smith apples, and I'm going to prepare the chicken by soaking it in some lemon water while we're waiting to get everything done. Alright, I have everything pretty much cut up here to get started. I just sliced up the red onion, and I used the red onion because I like the colors to come through on this dish after it's already cooked. And the same thing for the green. Sometimes the skins will stay on, sometimes they won't, depending on how much pressure time we're using for the other ingredients. But I used the Granny Smith apples because they're a little bit tart, and with having the sweet maple syrup involved in this dish, we'll be able to balance that a little bit. Then I just used rather large bite-sized potatoes and the carrots. Let's flip the lid up and start the saute mode and get the butter in there. And we're going to start with an empty canister. We're going to put this on the saute mode. And I have a small chunk of butter. It's between 1 and 2 tablespoons. I just want enough to get the onion a little bit brown in there. Alright, the butter is melting real quick here, so we're going to take the onion slices. I'm just going to break them apart a little bit here. Also, one of the tricks I have for trying to get the cooking time going quickly is using the saute mode, because this already gets the pot warmed up for you. And then the time that you spend waiting for the pot to come up to pressure is even quicker than the amazing Ninja Foodi pressure time. One thing when I use this pot, I always like to take advantage of several of the features, because that's what it's all about. Okay, now I'm starting to get a nice, delicious smell of onion in the air. And this is the point where I'm going to start adding the other vegetables and get this dinner made. We're going to throw in the potatoes. And also the carrots. Here I'm going to sprinkle in some ground cumin. Just like to make sure there's a coating all across. Probably about half a teaspoon. Then I'm going to add the sliced apples. Now I didn't make very tiny slices out of this. I made a nice sized chunk. I made some nice sized chunks because the apples are softer than some of the other ingredients in here. And sometimes if you're cooking something that takes a little bit longer and you're mixing apples in, they might get more like applesauce. And if that happens in this case, we'll take the skins out before we serve it. Now I'm going to take some ground nutmeg and I'm going to sprinkle on the apples. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to put the rack in. Now this rack, you've probably seen us use it before, or you've used it before. It has a high-low function. I'm going to make this on the high side because the last step of this, we're going to use the air fryer lid. So I want to bring the chicken closer to the burner in the air fryer lid. And just to slide it in there, everything will move aside for you. Alright, now let me get the chicken that I have prepared. Alright, now this is soaked in lemon juice and I patted it dry. I'm just going to fit as many pieces into this rack as possible. Alright, we've got 9 boneless, skinless chicken thighs into that pot. Next we're going to add about a cup of apple juice. Alright, you want at least a cup of juice. Now let's pour it over top. You can hear the simmering settle down. But I left it turned on because, like I said, it's still heating up our pot. Alright, now 9 boneless, skinless chicken thighs equates to about 2 pounds. If you're going to buy that separately. I have a real big pack because I'm going to use it for some other recipes too. Alright, you can hear that apple juice is already simmering in there. See what a great head start. Now I'm going to take the smoked paprika and we're going to sprinkle that all around. Now this gives us some nice flavors in this pot. The cumin, the nutmeg, the apples, the onions, paprika. I'm not going to add any salt and pepper. Feel free to add salt and pepper if you want. I'm making this dinner to share with my mom, and I am definitely keeping the sodium down to keep her healthy and to keep us healthy too. Alright, I'm going to put the pressure lid on now and lock it into place. Then we're going to change it from the saute mode right over to the pressure. So let's go to pressure. It's going to be on high pressure. You could change it if you want, but we're going to use high pressure, and we're simply going to set the time, and it's set for 10 minutes right now. I'm going to change this to 8, and let's get started. Alright, when it builds up to pressure, it'll count down 8 minutes, then we'll release the pressure manually. Now in the back we want to make sure that it's set in the seal position rather than the vent position, so it'll maintain the pressure inside the pot. When it builds up to pressure, the red pin will pop up, and that's when the countdown starts. Don't worry, I didn't forget the maple syrup. Now I'm using a pure maple syrup. This is so much nicer than using like a pancake syrup. It's really a great flavor. And a little bit will help caramelize the top of the chicken thighs when we flip down the air crisping lid. Alright, the countdown starts. Alright, this was finished in no time. 8 minutes goes so fast when you're making dinner. Alright, now that the cooking part is done, I'm going to release the pressure valve and let all the steam out of the pot. When the pin drops, I'll know that I'll be able to open the lid. Okay, good to go. Oh my goodness. Ooh, when the steam goes away, look. I think I steamed up my camera lens. Okay, look how nice that chicken looks. However, I still would like a golden brown surface on this. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to flip the Ninja lid. We're going to air crisp it now. So let's go down to the settings again. This time we're going to choose air crisp. And that will have the lid working instead of the pressure. And now that's going to be at 390 degrees unless we change it. Well, that's okay with me. But let's talk about the time. We don't need 20 minutes. Let's take this down to about 10 minutes. And I'm just roughly picking that time. When it's air frying for a few minutes here, we're going to sneak a peek. Now that's what this lid is designed for. Lift the lid to sneak a peek. So anytime along the way, you can sneak a peek and see if the air fryer's going far enough for you. Now here's what the air fryer lid looks like. It's like a regular air fryer kind of, but it puts the heat right down on top. That's why I put that rack close to the top of the pot. Now when we see that the top is starting to sizzle a little, I'm going to put on the maple syrup. Now when I'm trying to help my mom prepare some food for the week to make her life a little easier, I use these containers, and I'll set up 2 or 3 containers for her to enjoy meals, either when I go to her house and enjoy lunch with her, or for her to put away in the refrigerator or even in the freezer for the week. So this is one of the great uses of the Ninja pot. I can set up 3 meals here. Now we had 9 boneless chicken thighs. I'm going to use 3 nice sized containers to put 3 in each one, along with the goodies that we cooked in there. Alright, let's take a look under the hood here and see how this chicken looks. And it might be time to add the maple syrup. Flip the lid. So easy. Now you can see it's starting to get a little bit brown on the top, especially where you see little bits of fat on there. So now I'm going to take the bottle of maple syrup, and I'm just going to pour lightly over top, and what runs off the chicken will run down into the mixture and continue the flavor right through. You don't want to go crazy, but I do want to put enough on to make a glaze. And you'll see when the lid goes down. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, that should do it. Let's get back to business. You can hear that air fryer start right up. You don't even have to do anything. Alright, now there's about 4 minutes left to cook, but let's take a look, because that's an estimate anyway. Now you can see, look how crispy that chicken is on top because of the maple glaze. I think this looks perfect. So we're going to lift out the rack. And just sit it on the side here. And we're going to fill each dish with some of the nice potato apple ingredients. The apple skins did peel off Probably because we cooked a little bit longer than needed for the chicken. Now we're just going to let that apple mixture go right into the sauce. And as we take it out, we'll remove the skins if they came off of the apple. That's fine. Okay, let's remove the skins that came off of the apple. And so easy. All right, we'll put a little bit of this mixture in each dish. Onions, carrots. We're going to divide it among the 3 dishes. Then we'll pull out any of the other apple skins easily after we get it separated. And you can smell the spices. Wow. All of those were spices that went together nicely. Okay, I got 3 nice dishes here. It looks like a nice chicken stew. We're going to take each of the chicken pieces from the rack and lay them right on top. Don't they look good? Okay, I laid 3 pieces on each container of stew, and the maple glaze is also drizzled into the stew, and I think the flavor is just so nice. I'm sure my mom's going to like this. Even though I used this to prepare some food for my mom, think about this for when you have busy family nights and everyone can just heat up a container that you made in the morning or the day before, and everybody gets a delicious homemade meal. Okay, just an idea. Thanks for watching.